Lee Isaac Chung, thank you so much for being here. And I want to talk about the fact that, okay, so Minari is your fourth feature film. People have responded to it in such a tremendous way. And yet, it sounds like it almost didn't happen. Like you were at the end of your rope with filmmaking, you were ready to do other things. What was that about?
I'll tell you, it's really about a number. I told myself 40 years old. Once I get to 40 years old, if nothing's really happened, I got to move on. And I think I was 39 at the time. It was 2018. I took on a teaching job, so I was going to start teaching in Korea. I was going to do the reverse thing, go to Korea and teach full time as a professor. And my semester was starting in the fall, and it was springtime, so I had a few months. So I kind of knew that this is it. This is I think David mentioned the last swing that his dad did. This was mine. I kind of sat down and I thought I need to come up. I need to do a story. I need to just write a script. The last thing that I would write, basically, given the chance. So I decided to be very personal with it, and that's why I kind of went to that place of looking at my own memories as a child.
And so, just so people, if they want to kind of familiarize themselves with who you would be in this story, essentially the young child, the young boy played by Alan Kim, Critics' Choice Award winner Alan Kim, we should say, that is essentially you, right? Your family came to Arkansas, right?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, he that is me, and I mean, he's cuter than I am, but he's essentially, the stand-in for me remembering back. But I think all the characters are somehow me in some way. Like I put myself into Jacob a lot. Even with Crazy Paul, he's someone I kind of wish I could be more like. So every character in there, I do feel is really a part of me.
And in terms of your objective when you set out to make this film, it was sort of to communicate something to your daughter, right?
Yeah, that's right. The film I made before Minari was before my daughter was born. That's when I made that film. And I don't know. I came to a point in my work where I wasn't sure of what I was doing. If what I was doing was really what I wanted to do, especially once my daughter came. I started to think more about long term. What would it be that she's watching of the work that I've made? And that question kind of stayed with me and haunted me quite a lot. And so naturally, I ended up coming to this point where I just started to want to make a film that she could have in the future. And that was this. And she was the age that the character of Alan, played by Alan, is in the story. She kind of came to that age, and that helped me a lot to figure out, how to write a story that is told from her perspective and also captures a little bit of what I see in her. I've had friends who've watched this film and tell me that that boy reminds them more of my daughter than of me, because I wrote in a lot of those mannerisms and things that she does.
Well, she is certainly adorable, as we all got to see when you won your Golden Globe, and it's a great gift for any child to have their parent tell the sort of family story and in this way. And I think another thing we should note, you know, lest anyone be confused, this is an American film that features a lot of Korean language. But I that is not something that always often that people are used to seeing that kind of a thing because it's hard to get a film made in America. I think with subtitles and things like that, which was very important to you, right? That was something that with Plan B with A24, that
Yeah.
was not a negotiable thing, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this film does reflect the way that I grew up, and it reflects the way that Stephen Young grew up, and Christina O, our producer, and actually quite a number of people on our set and crew grew up in this way. We didn't grow up speaking English in the home. We'd speak English out there in outside of the home, but inside the home, there was a family space, and I feel like something I mentioned in the Golden Globes. You know, there's a language that families kind of speak to each other. Um, I kind of find that to be true. I wanted this film to reflect that reality that I lived through, that experience. And Christina O, our wonderful producer, kind of made that fight for us that we're going to stick with this language choice, even if people might be, confused by it, or it might be a challenge for some people.
Yeah. So in terms of your cast, the anchor, of course, is Stephen Yun, but you've got everyone from 8-year-old Alan, who I don't know, I guess he was
Hmm.
7 or 6 when you did
He
this,
was
and
7 at the
then
time.
7, and then on the other end of the spectrum, a great veteran of Korean cinema, Yoo Jung Yoon,
Mm.
who is now SAG Award winner. Yoo Jung Yoon, it's a just a great thing to see that there's a lot of people that have been writing about it, trying to explain that she is the Meryl Streep of Korea, but then there's the counter argument. No, she's Meryl Streep is the Yoo Jung Yoon of America here, but she's terrific. And I guess I wonder if you can talk about working with her, a woman who you had been teaching when you were a teacher. I mean, that's got to be a little surreal.
Oh yeah, I brought her in for my students as a guest in my class, and I kind of sang her praises the whole time. She's a legend in Korea. Um, Working with her was just a dream in a way, and it was also she's such a pro, and it was not an easy shoot. And the fact that she came into this shoot and really gave everything that she did, it's a credit to her. um, she's just uh, she's one of those actors who come into a film and just make it better. And I think audiences all kind of know that when you see an actor, and you'll be in good hands in many ways because that actor's there. And she is that. She was so additive to the whole process. She would have amazing ideas that she would add to various scenes, and there was a constant dialogue between us, and it was just wonderful to work with her. My mom and dad were probably the most thrilled of all, and they were they're incredible fans of her. So once they found out that I'm working with her, they said, okay, we don't have to worry about you anymore. You'll be all right as a filmmaker. So
That's
I'm glad she
awesome.
did that as well. I'm thankful to her.
Well, you kind of anticipated where I wanted to go with the last question for this segment, which is just what has it been like sharing this film with your parents, with your daughter, with other people who like you who have had similar journeys to the journey that your family's uh, experienced. That's part A, and then part B. Can we assume that you are not going to stop making films at this point now?
Well, to answer the first question, building community in some sense has been something that's been amazing about this film. That I hope um, that can continue. If people see themselves in this film and see that they're not so alone, and they've shared similar experiences. I've had wonderful talks with people about that, and I've gotten to know different people's families, and that's been wonderful. I guess you've assumed correctly. I mean, I love filmmaking. It's a passion of mine, and to be here with the company of these filmmakers who I have honestly, I'm an incredible fan of. Just to be here with them as well. This is a dream come true for me, and I'm gonna stay at it, try to work hard, and try to be better.